Hey everybody, this is John Q with ComicWow TV, and I am sitting here with the one, the only Eric Larsen from Savage Dragon. He's the writer-creator, and we all know that already. Eric, if you could, just tell us a little bit about where Savage Dragon is going right now.
That's like the toughest question, actually, because the book is set in real time. So the characters get older and older and older as time has gone on, and the book's been going now for 20 years. So when I started, Savage Dragon was a single guy, and he had just become a police officer, and they needed him to fight crime and stuff like that. And now, 20 years later, Savage Dragon is closing in on 50, and his son is pretty much the new main hero of the book. And so we're kind of following him as he progresses through high school and meets girls and hangs out and does all that stuff. And he's getting older and older, so he'll be 16 in October. So it's just like I'm really keeping track of all this stuff as all the heroes get older and the villains get older, and then there gets to be new young heroes that are coming in and new villains and stuff like that. So it's a real interesting kind of way I'm doing a book, because it forces change on you. You know, you can't stagnate the way you can in a book like, you know, Superman or Batman or whatever, where they're just like, I'm fighting the Joker again. We both are still young and vital. It's like, I don't have that. My Joker gets older and older and older and older, and then isn't in the book anymore because he's either too damn old or too damn dead. You know, and I go through them like crazy because heroes die, villains die, and there's this constant shuffling of new stuff.
That's something that you don't really see a lot at all. It's just like you said, the characters stay the same, and yours, where let me ask you, where did you get the inspiration for Savage Dragon, and then to actually go, hey, I want these characters to get old. I want them to have children that grow up and then take the reins.
You know, what's kind of interesting is that I think all of us at one point, when we're as a reader, going, wouldn't it be cool if Spider-Man would get older with me, you know? Because I'm in high school now, Spider-Man's in high school, but I'm going to graduate and he's still going to be in high school, or I'm going to graduate from college and he's still going to be in college, or whatever. He's progressed, his life has progressed this much. And the rest of us, we're suddenly looking back going, what the hell happened, man? I was a young guy, then I got to be Superman's age, and now I'm like is old enough to be Superman's dad. What the hell happened? And Savage Dragon, I actually came up with him when I was a little kid, and he was initially like a ripoff of Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He was a ripoff of Batman. Because if you can imagine, Batman's got the two ears, Dragon had the fin, but he had a mask hole. So it was a green mask, and he had a little hole where his regular human mouth was. And then over time, I just got sick of drawing it. So I was just like, I'm just going to make it, lose the cape and make it, So he had a utility belt and the whole shebang. I mean, it was all the way even with the gloves with the big things on. It's like same damn thing.
Now, what made you make him a cop? And because the superhero is a superhero, and they're in a sense, they work with the law, but they're almost above the law. But you made yours a cop. Why?
When I was a kid, I did my comic for, I did my own comics that were not published, and I did it for years. And I did like 55 different issues of Dragon that have never seen print and can never see print. Because my house burned down in '91, so I lost all the stuff that I did as a kid. So that's all gone. But when I got to a certain point, and when I was 19, me and a couple buddies self-published a fanzine called Graphic Fantasy, and that was kind of the end of my last Dragon story as a kid. It was sort of ended that before I went in and got to do professional stuff. So I ended up doing 2 Savage Dragon stories where he used to be the leader of this government super team, and he was retired now, and he's raising his daughter, and there was all these things about it. And when I started at Image Comics, my idea was I want to work towards those stories. I don't want to start with him already having been this superhero for a long time, because that's kind of lame. I want people to be able to follow his adventures. So what I'm going to do is those are going to be a point where I want to work toward, what would be a logical, different start where I could end up at the same point, you know? So it's like I had this point that I reached. How can I start here but reach that same point, get to the same point in the story? And so that was my initial thrust of the book, was getting to that point that I had done before when I was a kid. And eventually I redrew and reworked those 2 issues that I had done as graphic fantasy and did an updated version of them as 2 regular issues of the Savage Dragon book.
That is absolutely outstanding. Is there anything that you're working on that you'd like to tell us about, that you have up and coming?
I'm still working on Savage Dragon. That's an ongoing concern. And then I'm working on a book called Supreme right now. Rob Liefeld started a book called Supreme, and then Alan Moore did it. I'm following up what Alan did. I drew his last issue, and then I'm kind of taking it off from there. I'm doing so. That's kind of a short run, but it's kind of a fun book to do. And after that, a million other things that I want to get to, and I haven't had time to be able to do. And I'm just looking forward to being able to kind of wrap up that and get on and doing some new stuff, because I love doing comics, man.
Outstanding. I really want to appreciate the time you've given us, Dane. Thank you very much for what you do. We really appreciate it. Thanks again. And everybody, again, Eric Larsen. I'm John Q with ComicWow TV.